What's good? What's good? It's the one, the only, the king himself. But what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one. All right. So listen, man, we got the legend himself, Sugar Ray Leonard, speaking on the fact of Manny Pacquiao coming back and what he needs to, look out for. And it's cool that Sugar Ray Leonard is speaking on this because I know Sugar Ray Leonard. He's retired I believe he retired like 3 times, bro. So he knows a thing about retiring and coming back. The first time, I think he retired for like 3 years and then came back to fight Marvin Hagler. And then I believe he retired right after that. And then I know the last time he retired, though, it was like for 6 years. And that's when he came back. And I believe he got stopped by Hector Camacho. I think it was Hector Camacho. He had came back and after a 6-year layoff and or after a 6-year retirement, he came back and got stopped or whatnot. But anyways, Sugar Ray Leonard speaking on Manny Pacquiao, his comeback or whatnot, and giving him, some advice, some sound advice, some things that he needs to hear on a comeback. This is probably, I know probably too, this is definitely the longest layoff of Manny Pacquiao's career, being a 4-year layoff. So I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to get into the article and then I'll give you my opinion. All right, so shout out to the Boxing News app. It says, getting used to getting hit. Hall of Famer Sugar Ray Leonard knows a thing or two about taking long layoffs. He famously returned after 5 years to outpoint Marvin Hagler at 30. Manny Pacquiao will attempt the same trick at 46 when he challenges WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios on the 19th of July in Las Vegas. Leonard's advice: embrace the pain. You've got to get used to being hit and training that hard at that level, he told Fight Hub TV. Adding that for Pacquiao, the battle will be more physical than psychological, given his age and ring wear. Pacquiao's camp was already relocated to Freddie Roach Wildcard Gym in Hollywood, where the 8-division legend is pounding through 10 rounds sparring with 20-something partners. What the hell? Damn. Roach admits that the task is our toughest climb yet, but insists the Philippine icon still flashes 2 and 3 punch blurs and drills. The fight itself was a rubber stamp by the WBC under the former champion comeback rule. Oh, wow. Okay, I did not know that. See, I didn't know that. Wow. And headlining the PBC Prime pay-per-view, Pacquiao's first outing since losing to Yordenis Ugas in 2021. I think that's, first of all, let me just state this. I think that's a stupid rule, okay? I didn't know that they had a rule, a former champion comeback rule. I didn't know that if, you come back, you just automatically get the fight. I think that's a dumb rule. I don't think that that's for a champion, legend. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's the president. I don't care who it is. If you retire for 4 years, and especially coming off of a loss, and I'm right in line to fight for a title, give me my title shot. I don't care who it is. I don't think that that's fair, regardless. But anyways, Leonard drew parallels in his own comeback, but stressed the differences. I was 30, Manny is 46, he said. At that age, everything you used to do is instinctively, you now have to think about. He believes, so what he's saying is say muscle memory, right? So I'm just gonna, I love to break things down in the layman's term, right? So say if somebody throws a jab, just instinctively, just off of muscle memory, you parry the jab and then come back with your own jab on top of that. I'm talking because I'm a southpaw, so a lot of time, when I fight right-hand fighters, the jab is in front of each other or whatever. So instinctively, it would be somebody, either jabs, if I parry it, boom, it come on top with my own jab, right? Well, I would, I could do that without even thinking about it. But now, 46, at 46, now you have to think about that stuff now, right? You got to remember that stuff. So that's what he's saying. He believes Pacquiao's hope rests on Barrios' relative inexperience at the elite level. Yet the 29-year-old Texan is taller, fresher, and unbeaten at welterweight. Is he unbeaten at? No, he's not. He lost to Keith Thurman. That was at welterweight. These guys got to do their research. Anyway, 68-year-old legend also weighed in on some other size gamble. Terrence Crawford's leap to 154 from 154 to face Canelo Alvarez at 168. Crown on September 13th. Leonard recalled how every punch from the bigger Donnie Leilani hurt, when he fought at a catchweight of 168, 175 in 1988. And I think that was when 168 first came into play. I believe that it was around that time. But anyways, there was always a way to win, he said, but Canelo's natural strength is a real thing. So, two aging superstars who giant leaps. Leonard's bottom line for Pacquiao's applies to Crawford as well. If you're going to roll the dice against size, speed, and father time, be ready to feel the leather and have a plan when it lands. Good advice. Let's talk about it. Man, so listen, you know what's funny is that is something that a lot of people don't understand and don't realize. When somebody comes out of retirement, you have to get used to getting hit again. Like it and that's funny, bro, because that is very true. That's very true. Now, I can't say I'm retired because obviously I never went pro, but I definitely have a very deep amateur career, like somewhere upwards of 90 fights or whatnot. So I've been, let me see, competing definitely over 15 years. Over 15 years. So I've had moments where I've had to take breaks from the sport. Obviously, nobody's gonna do it. You can't just do that shit like hard press 15 years straight. Like, you know, well, some people can. I couldn't. But I've had to take breaks. When I say breaks, like a few months away from it or whatnot. But it's like when you get back to it, though, you definitely, it's like getting hit. You got to learn how to get hit all over again, kinda, sorta. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny. That's something like a loss. That's something that people don't really talk about. Getting your body used to getting hit again. And with Pacquiao being 46, I can only imagine that that's going to be even harder for him to get used to, you know, taking those punches again, because he hadn't fought since August 2021. So, you know, coming back July, you know, of this year, that's gonna be it's gonna be an uphill battle, just and not even just getting hit, but putting your body through training camp period at that age too, especially when you haven't done it in so long. The worst thing you can do, see, a lot of people say, well, they'll look at things and they'll be like, well, Bernard Hopkins did and everything, but you got to think about it. Bernard Hopkins was consistent with it. You know, obviously, if you're consistent with it, your body's gonna slow down a bit, but you're still able to. Your body is still used to being put through that pressure, through that, you know, treacherous workouts and all this type of stuff, right? But when you take that long off, bro, was it, like I said, 5 years? 4 years, I'm sorry, 4 years. If I said 5 years earlier, I meant 4 years, I'm sorry. When you take that long off the sport, you know, your body has to get used to getting back to that mode, bro. And that's tough. People don't realize this, but the training camp is harder than the fight, bro. Preparing for the fight is harder than the fight. That's when you're going to get the most ass whoopings. That's when your body's going to get more fatigued. You got to get your body in shape. You got to get your mind in shape. Dieting and all that type of stuff. And Pacquiao, I mean, granted, Pacquiao doesn't look like he got himself out of shape. Him and Mayweather are like two of the only fighters that actually, in their time, pretty much walked around their fight weight, pretty much. I think Mayweather probably got up to like 155, and Pacquiao probably stayed at 147. They didn't get big at all. So, you know, he didn't let himself, I say that to say, it's not like he let himself get out of shape, but at the same time, it's like, you know, this is, you're not used to getting your body's not used to that anymore. So it's going to be a tough battle for Pacquiao, but, you know, maybe he can pull it off. I don't know. I'm still I'm still leaning towards Mario Barrios. If Mario, I'm listening, because I'm just keeping 100, legend or not, bro. If Mario Barrios allows Pacquiao to come back and beat him, and that just shows Mario Barrios is not at that top level, bro. And I know that's gonna be hard for people to hear. I know people gonna say, well, Pacquiao is a legend. That he is, but bro, come on now. Like Joe Smith Jr., you know, granted, I know this is 6 years apart because B-Hop was 52 years old, but he showed what happens when an old man steps in the ring with a young bull. You know what I'm saying? Like when he stepped in there with Bernard Hopkins, right? So, you know, I just don't think if Barrios allows Pacquiao to come out of retirement and a loss to beat him, then, you know, I just think Barrios don't ever need to be looked at as an elite fighter. And I'm just gonna be honest, because the Pacquiao that I saw against Yordenis Ugas, bro, I hated to watch that fight. During that fight, I made a post during that fight saying, like, man, it's just so sad to see like a legend, become a former, a shell of themselves, bro. I hated that fight with Pacquiao and Barrios, bro. I didn't like that fight at all. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Who do you see winning this fight? But what do I know?